going on, everybody? I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at the next two figures in the Wespi Combiner set. Now, this set is going to be a total of 8 different figures that all merge into a giant robot. Back in June, I reviewed and showed you the first tank, the jet, and the ship, or the boat, I guess destroyer. And then we've got the second set. We've got the helicopter and then the amphibious tank, or amphibious troop patrol unit, troop delivery unit, I guess. Both of these were purchased over at AliExpress from the Naughty Garden store on AliExpress. We'll take a look at both of these in just a sec, but I want to give you all an idea of the size we're dealing with. So here is the tank next to Flame, aka the Gamer Edition Megatron tank mode. So you can see it's roughly the same size in terms of just overall length. And then compared to the helicopter. And the thing about the helicopter is it's really long. I mean, just crazy long because of the tail rotor, and the main rotor is just absolutely enormous. Overall, both of these figures are neat in their vehicle modes. I really like them, and especially the tank. I love the camo look of the tank, and it's just a simple figure. And then, hello, I'm a robot. Now, both of these are going to be merging into Giant Robot Land. The tank is going to be the leg, or one of the legs, and you can see the component that'll plug into the back or the upper thigh of the robot mode. The jet that I reviewed is what this will peg into. And then there are going to be, I don't know what they are. They're like these little tiny drone tanks that will be the feet. And I'm assuming that they will peg in to here somehow, because there's a peg hole right there. So it'll be kind of pegged in like this with the foot just hanging off. And this thing's going to be huge. Now, I do apologize for the blue figure on blue background. This is a temporary space that I'm doing reviews in because, quite frankly, folks, it's so dang cold in the basement. Even with a heater, it's too cold. Yes, the basement is insulated. No, it's not warm enough. So, transformation, very simple. First, just wiggle the turret off, and then we've got kind of a shell former. So the first part is these bits fold up, and then the toes flip out, and then you come to the underside and unpeg these panels, and they'll flip around. Then wiggle the arms off, and then come to the back, and once you do that, you flip those panels up, and that panel up will shoot off into the distance. Oh boy. Split the legs apart. You don't pull the legs up. Pull the shoulder panels out and disconnect them, and then flip the back down, and that's pretty much the transformation. I did forget coming to the back here and flipping these panels down. That will actually give the figure a knee bend. And then the only thing we're really going to do is straighten out the arms. That piece keeps flopping back up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Then you could give him the turret and just attach that to one of the forearms, and yeah, there we go. Now, in terms of transformation and overall design, figure's very simple, but I like it. It looks cool. And I actually like that head sculpt quite a bit. It's got kind of a scuba gear or scuba diver look to it. Of the two figures, I think this is the weaker one in terms of just coolness. It's obviously a shell former, and I mean, if you've watched that original review that I did back in June 2024, the green tank, or the green battle tank, was exactly the same transformation with roughly the same look. It's not a bad look by any stretch. Head is on a ball joint, can look up and down, does move side to side. Shoulders are ratcheted forward and back and in and out. And then the bend at the elbow is about 90 degrees. The fists do articulate, but they hit the armor here and they can't move anymore. There is ratcheting torso articulation, Legs kick forward and back, not ratcheted, but they are ratcheted in and out. There is a thigh swivel, there is a knee swivel, and then the knees do bend. And they are ratcheted, but good luck trying to get that to move because, oh, that required so much force. So you can pull off some decent poses, which is cool. I wish it came with an actual gun as opposed to the turret, because that gun is too tiny for this giant robot. Now, there is one bit of posability that I haven't mentioned that I think is actually worth mentioning, and that's these little bits that are in the front of the tank mode. They can fold down and act as support heels, so you could pull off some better poses or some more dynamic poses like this. I wouldn't be able to pull this pose off all that well if it weren't for this heel being able to fold down, or this armor bit being able to fold down and act as a heel here, which it's very cool, and I'm very glad that that is there. Moving on to the helicopter. Helicopter is very nice. The giant wheels on the side and on the back do roll. The tail rotor spins and the main rotor does spin, though if you spin the main rotor too fast, it gets a little wobbly. The rotor blades do come off. They slide right out. They don't really peg into place. They're just friction joints, which I am perfectly happy with. We have 5 weapons here that can be then wielded in robot mode by different characters. And again, we have another shell former. I hate to be dismissive and say that they're shell formers, but they really are. Start off with unpeg the rotors and then come to the sides and just kind of work these panels off, and then pull the rear panel or rear shell section out, and then you can pull out the arms, flip the fists down, fold these panels down, and then fold the shoulder pads in like that. Come to this gold piece in the bottom and unpeg it, and then grab the rear sections like that and pull them down and unpeg the entire top. And this whole section will fold down, fold out the legs, and then you can flip these up and they will peg into place behind the canopy. And then the canopy will split in half. Oh, really? It does. It's just once this thing is pegged together, it does not want to come apart. And there is an opening for the canopy, front and back, that there will form the feet, like that. And then we fold that down, and we're done. No, we're not done. I mean, come on, we got this giant rotor thing sticking off. So once we've got it folded back, we pull the entire back of the vehicle mode away. Then we come to the back and unpeg the... I don't know what part of helicopter this is. I think it's the stabilizer. When we do that, then we can then split the tail rotor in half like this, and it will fold down and back like that. So we have it kind of just flailing out like that. And then this piece is supposed to slide right there. There is supposed to be a gap right here where this whole section can slide onto it like so. And you could store one of the swords back here through one of the pegs, but I don't bother. Now, you can leave it like this, or the entire rear rotor section does come unpegged like that, and we could just leave that off to the side, and you end up with a kind of a more cohesive figure. I think it looks better without all this junk. That is a shame, because that is part of the toy, and if you lose it, you kind of broke your helicopter there, buddy. Posability wise, head is on a ball joint, shoulders are ratcheted and not ratcheted, going 360. Originally, I thought this whole backpack component was supposed to slide and spin around. It doesn't, but it does get in the way of the shoulder posability a bit. There is an upper arm swivel. There is a ratcheted elbow, no fist articulation. There is torso articulation, and it is ratcheted, and I have the legs backwards because they are supposed to be turned all the way around. And then we've got ratchets, very light ratchets, and No ratchets there. Thigh swivel, and then a bend at the knee, but it doesn't go very far at all. And that's pretty much it. That's the posability for the figure. Now on both of these figures, the hands open and close a little bit. And on the tank, it literally does not matter. But on the helicopter, that's the only way he can hold his swords. But the problem is the gaps in his hands aren't really conducive to holding the sword. So I've got it open all the way, and he can't really hold it. But then if I try to close it, he bends the sword or turns the sword like the wrong way. So the figure can't hold his swords all that well. So if the hand is closed, you can kind of wiggle the sword in there, but then he still can't hold it very well. So this is the best kind of pose I've been able to get out of him. And that doesn't look very good. I do like the look of the robot, though. I think the gold really brings out the overall aesthetic of the robot mode, and that head sculpt is very cool. I quite like that head sculpt a lot. It reminds me of an Action Master, but I can't remember which one. At the end of the day, I think the tank is a more successful toy than the helicopter. I don't dislike the helicopter. I think it's neat. It's going to transform into one of the arms. But I think the tank is still a better toy. I like the weapons more on the helicopter. I just wish he could actually hold them as opposed to, the mess that we've got right now. Neither of them are bad figures, but neither of them are nothing or anything to write home about. Like I said, we still have 3 more figures that need to be released. I suspect they will be released in early 2025, and we'll get the 2 tank drones, and then finally we're supposed to get like a plane drone that forms the head. The tank drones form the feet. So folks, let me know what you think of this set down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.